Data for Policy is quite a global network, but we realized looking at our conferences and also our interactions on the editorial boards at the Data and Policy Journal was that there was an underrepresentation of Africans, specifically African researchers, practitioners, policymakers that were not only from the continent but working within the continent. And we felt that their knowledge and the knowledge exchange, knowledge coming from Sub-Saharan Africa going to the global sphere and vice versa, was lacking, and we wanted to improve that. So based on that standing and the understanding also from the Gates Foundation on their work within agriculture and also health, it made a very good synergy to actually use the Gates monies and platforms and networks and our platform to really study what's happening within Sub-Saharan Africa, understand the data to policy ecosystem, and how to get those researchers, policymakers, and practitioners more involved within our work so we can help them do what they do better. Our partners within this program include the Evans Policy Analysis and Research Group at the University of Washington. We also have partners that work closely with Data for Policy, including the Data and Policy Journal at the University of Cambridge. We have partners within Sub-Saharan Africa. This includes a partner in Kenya, the Kenyan Institute for Public Policy Research and Analysis, and also partners within West Africa, including the Institute of Statistical, Social, and Economic Research at the University of Ghana, and also the Center for the Studies of the Economies of Africa within Abuja. So looking at the statistics of what's happened over the last 10 years at the Data for Policy conference, we see that we averaged about 2% submission from the continent, like I said before, people from and working within the continent. And this year in 2024, we're averaging closer to 14%. That is quite a big increase, specifically based on this program. You can just look at it globally in general. When you look at research and you run the scripts for articles published from Sub-Saharan Africa, you see us averaging between 2 to 3%, maybe on a very good year, 3.8%. So again, we're even higher than that average, representing actually the global percentage of the population from Sub-Saharan Africa. Next, for the Data for Policy project, specifically when it comes to Sub-Saharan Africa, is understanding how best we can help those who are working within the region. We have done 2 consultations and 1 really in-depth working group a couple of days ago, where we got feedback on our theory of change and how we see ourselves working within the region and for the region. And based on that, we are going to put together what we call a consortium model that not only thinks about how we work with those that are already present within the network, but also how we work with larger organizations, small and medium-sized organizations, and individuals, change makers in general. That will be our next step, and then programming and the support for that step.